first off, I know a lot of you think, okay, Nateson is not going to pick one role over the others. He's just going to try to clickbait us with a video, and then he's just going to say they're all equally important. Guys, that's not true. I do feel like that there is one role a bit more important than the others. But I do have to 100% believe in the fact that the three roles, the DPS, the healers, and the tanks, you can't have one without the other. They all support each other. Not even just support as in like heal, but I mean, they all help each other out. The DPS players are the one taking out the enemies, trying to get people off of the healers, protecting the healers, and protecting the tanks. Then the tanks are protecting the people that are protecting them, and they're also protecting the healers. And the healers are just healing people when they're taking it's all one big circle. They all help each other out. But the key here is, which one is more important in this process? The healers healing those that have taken damage, giving them life to continue fighting. The damage dealers themselves, the DPS players, because they're the ones getting kills, or the tanks because they're the ones protecting them all. And it's very easy to say here, because there are usually two cop-outs when people talk about this. The first cop-out is just saying that the DPS are the players that matter the most. They're the ones getting kills. Without the DPS, there wouldn't be picks, and there wouldn't be as many kills. So it's just simply the DPS are the most important. And there's also the second cop-out of, there's not a single role that's more important than the others. And I disagree with both. So yes, that means I have eliminated DPS as the most important role, which I'm assuming my subscribers thought was going to be the role I picked. So now it leaves it down to just the healers and the tanks. Well, which one could be more important? I mean, the tanks just kind of sit there and take damage, but the healers may be the true heroes here because they're the ones that enable people to keep fighting, because without a healer, once you take damage, you're almost just gonna die. And you certainly can't win a fight like that, so it's just simply the healers, right? No, guys, it's not the healers. I believe the tanks are a bit more important than the other two roles. So, I mean, we could honestly talk about every different aspect of this for 10 years, but clearly I don't want to waste all of your time. So I look at my own games, and I look at, okay, so when we're really struggling, when we feel like we're getting no kills, we can't even move out of our spawn hardly, we're just getting completely dominated in the game, and it just sucks. What's going wrong? What are we missing? What's the important element? Is it because we're not getting healed so we can't even fight? Is it because our DPS suck? Or is it because our tanks can't even tank? The issue is the tank play. Every time, if I analyze and I really look at what's going wrong here, I can't even seem to figure it out. When you really look at it, it's the tank play. Because then this can be seen when you initiate a fight. Think of any map. It doesn't even matter. Your team is moving. You're wanting to start a team fight. You're wanting to engage the enemies. One team versus the other. Who is initiating this fight? It's the tanks that are all about positioning. It's the correct use of their abilities. This is how we engage a team. Everyone moves with the tanks. When you engage the enemy team, it's all about the tank play. When your team is getting absolutely crushed, guys, it's because the tank play is off. So have you ever had those really close games where you feel like your team really didn't even do bad, but you still lost somehow? I mean, you didn't feel like anything was off. That's when you had really good tank play, because that's what keeps a game close. When you have really good tank play, guys, never underestimate the tank position. It is so key in Overwatch. When you have really good tank play, you can bring these really close games. But if maybe there was someone in a DPS slot or a healer slot that's maybe struggling a bit, maybe just having an off game, that's when you get these really close games, but you end up losing them. Your tanks were doing their job, and they were doing a great job. That is the only reason the game was close. Every single time. If you look at your close games, look at who was doing well. Just look. Who was it? Oh, it was the tanks? Oh, go figure. Even if one of the tanks wasn't doing amazing, if you have one key tank, usually not Roadhog because he doesn't tank as much because he doesn't have a protective barrier or shield or whatever. It was because one of your tanks was doing their job perfectly. In our competitive matches, we see it all the time. The tanks initiate the fights. The DPS and the healers are able to even move around the map and get into a fight and join the action because of the tanks. If your tanks aren't doing your job, you're just always dead. And then people have the misconception sometimes to blame the healer in that situation. It's not always the healer's fault. Because the problem here is when the tanks are bad, when you really don't have great tanks with kind of terrible positioning, they don't know when to barrier, they don't know when to shield up, they don't know really a lot. They're just kind of there. They think that they just hold shield all the time and don't do much. Because it's those games where there's almost no kills, nothing. It's a shutout game. And then everyone just says, DPS aren't DPSing. Really, our DPS can't get any kills. Guys, it's not the DPS. That's bad tank play. I don't really think I've ever spent as much time analyzing my own gameplay or analyzing this game in general as I have for this video. because I truly want to bring you what I'm seeing. Because again, this is just like all my other videos. This is from what I'm seeing when I'm playing my games on the ladder. So someone else might have a different opinion and say that the DPS are the most important or the healers are most important. And if someone says that, I'd love to hear their case and see what they think about it. But to me, guys, I think the tank play is the most important part of Overwatch. So clearly this is going to be one of the most controversial videos I've ever done. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. I'm going to be reading, like usual, every single comment that comes across, and I assume I'm going to be responding to a ton of them this time. So if you have any thoughts on this, please feel free to put it below. If you agree with me, if you feel like the tanks are a bit more important, or if you think the healers or DPS are, man, honestly, there's really not a wrong answer. I do feel like the tanks are the most important, but if you give a compelling argument, by all means, I mean, you could sway my opinion. But I'm definitely curious to what the community has to say about this and what you guys really think. So I'm looking forward to hear back from you guys. Be looking out for a giveaway soon. Within the next week, I'm going to announce a giveaway on the YouTube channel. So you definitely have that to be looking forward to. You have a chance to win some cool stuff. I'm going to be live on Twitch at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, or at least found it entertaining. It's definitely a huge topic for a video. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the day. Take care, everybody. See ya.
I'm just getting started. Yeah, man.
Good things, guys.